Well, I'm never a cheerleader. I'm here to give people the cold hard facts. And the cold hard
Yeah.
facts is Trump's racking up wins, but we are not out of the woods yet. The Republicans are in a
Yeah.
really bad spot. Now, you've probably heard a lot of really good headlines about the future of the Democrat Party, about how their brand is in the tank, about how over the long term they're going to hemorrhage electoral votes as the 2030 census catches up with all of the movements that happened post-COVID, how we might fix the 2020 census, and that might give another 15 seats back to the Republicans, and also all this redistricting stuff. Now, that's all correct. But the problem is that Trump still has to have the Republicans win November of 2026. And, you know, the bad news is that every single major pollster right now has the Democrat Party picking up seats in the House and most likely winning the majority. And that brings us to a very inconvenient and uncomfortable public opinion fact, which is that Donald Trump might get all of these wins, but he can't pick and choose what he gets credit for. And so this summer, he got his signature legislation signed, the One Big Beautiful Bill. He took out Iran's nuclear program and he got all of these trade deals. But his numbers between the middle of June and the middle of July tanked from approval rating of net +8 down to net -4. And he's at net -2 today. So he hasn't really recovered. And the biggest thing that I can come up with is, well, maybe people didn't like the One Big Beautiful Bill because the messaging kind of stunk, or maybe people were upset about the fact that we were getting involved with stuff with Israel. But probably the biggest one is the Epstein thing. And I've lost a ton of followers calling Trump out for the way he handled that, because it was kind of a canary in the coal mine that maybe we aren't getting the massive redress of voters' grievances that we thought we were going to get with Trump. And so maybe, again, he won't get credit for all these wins. Now, I think his numbers are going to recover, but the problem is that objectively, if you look at the 119th Congress, Republicans are giving us absolutely nothing. They made a lot of really major promises back in November. The stuff that Mike Johnson was saying on the steps of Congress on November 12th, about how he was going to hang an America First banner over Congress. And our list of legislation is essentially the One Big Beautiful Bill, and that's about it. They have 50 legislative days left in this year. And it looks like if Trump wants to win, he's got to rely on places like Texas to redistrict. And it looks like he's taking matters into his own hands. He's going to pick people who he thinks are critical to maintain the majority and go campaign on the stump for them. And he looks like he's going to have a new RNC in advance of the 2026 election. I don't know if that's going to be enough, because only 38% of Trump 2024 voters give Republicans in Congress a very favorable rating. That's horrible. And so Trump got all of these crossover Democrats. He got all these independents, and the Republicans have not converted those votes.